Today I'm getting ready to plant some broccoli and cauliflower in our raised bed garden, and this garden has been used for a lot of different crops this summer. We still have some eggplant on the end that's producing well for us, and we'll keep there until frost. And then down on the other end of the garden we have some okra that we cut back last week. It's still producing nicely, and some potatoes that were grown from seed. But right back in the middle here we have a nice space to fit in some broccoli and cauliflower. And it's very hot right now. You're probably tired of gardening, but it's a great time to plant cold crops for the fall. And the effort that you put in now will certainly pay off later on when you harvest them. Well, I've already planted some broccoli, and the broccoli and cauliflower that we bought was set out and hardened off for a few hours each day in the sun to make sure the plants are tough enough to take the hot Oklahoma weather right now. And this is something you want to be careful about, but it's a step that you don't want to miss. Now here's a sample of some plants that were left out too long in the sun, and they've a bleached out appearance. They just were stressed far too much. You really only want to do this for maybe an hour the first day and increase it a couple of hours each day after until the leaves have toughened up, because these have been grown in a greenhouse and they're quite tender. Some other things that you want to do for protection of the plants is to protect them against cutworms. Now this is some broccoli that I've set out and planted in cardboard tubes. And if you have tubes that wrapping paper come in, or paper towels, any paper products, you can cut those into 2 to 3 inch lengths. And as you plant your cold crops, what I do is just slip them down in there far enough to where a good amount of the root mass comes out of the bottom, but the stem is still protected. And then space over about 15 inches from the other broccoli plant. Set this down in, fill in down in the center with dirt to fill it in, and then leave about 1 inch above the soil line exposed. Now another way that you can protect your plants is to use styrofoam cups. And although in future years we'll probably be seeing fewer of these in use, you probably still have a lot of them around. What you can do is make your hole and slip your transplant through the bottom. And what we would have liked is if the flap had stayed attached, and it leaves a little protected area, but it's all right if it's off. Set this down in there, and it gives wind protection and a small amount of sun protection to the plant as well. And then fill in around it. And it's a good idea to fill in the center too, to make sure that you have plenty of soil around that root ball. And then the next step is to water these in with some soluble fertilizer. I have some 20-20-20 here. It's been mixed up. Now on the cauliflower, it's also very, very heat sensitive. And you need to harden it off, get it used to the high temperatures. And it probably needs a little more space than the broccoli, so I'm only going to set 3 in here. Another method you can use to protect them from the heat and wind is just to make a small tent for them for the first few days that they're planted. Simply take a cauliflower seedling, and I'm going to stagger it between these 2 broccoli plants. Go ahead and plant it, and then just take a piece of cardboard that's been folded in the middle and firm some soil up around it so it won't blow over in the wind. And that will protect it for a few days until it gets used to the high temperatures and high light. I'm going to finish up the job here. I hope that you'll muster up enough energy to put in some broccoli and cauliflower, and also some cabbage for the fall. I think you'll really be pleased with the results.